So Grigor Dimitrov and Rafael Nadal, they're facing off in the third round of the Monte Carlo Masters. Now, Dimitrov, he has played really well up to this point. He wasn't such in good form because he did lose early at Miami, and he did, even in Monte Carlo, he did make the quarterfinal, but he lost to Lorenzo Musetti, who he was expected to beat. So it's good here that you know he was able to get some form. He was able to beat Struff in straight sets 6-3, 6-4, and he beat Shardy, who is in good form, who has done well this year, made two semifinals. He has beat him in straight sets too, in two tight sets 7-6, 6-4. So good wins for Dimitrov because he's gonna have to be at his best if he wants to beat Rafa here. Now, Rafa Nadal, he did do well, and he beat the bonus in straight sets 6-1, 6-2, and we all know that Nadal is really good on the clay, and he didn't show any sign of restiness here, 6-1, 6-2, because there were concerns that maybe he would test positive for COVID because he did practice with Medvedev, who did test positive. So it's good here that Rafa is okay here. Now, Nadal and Dimitrov, they've played a lot of times. They've played 14 times, and it's really one side. Nadal leads that 13-1, but they have had some close matches. What I will say is that Rafa has won every match on the clay courts that they've played, but some of them have been close. Like in Monte Carlo in 2013, Dimitrov took a set from Nadal, and he beat him, and Dimitrov was able to take a set, but he lost in 3 sets, 2-6, 6-2, 4-6. So we'll see what he can do here, because he has had some close matches with Nadal in the past, and if he can bring his best game, he has a chance of winning here. So right now, I know this is a little bit of a weird pick, but I'm going to pick Nadal to win this in 3 sets. I think that Dimitrov will take a set because he's been playing really well. I think he has the ability to take a set here, but I'm going to pick Nadal to close it out in 3 just because, he's the best. He's really good on clay, and I don't think that he's going to lose here to someone who he has beaten pretty much 13 times. So I'm going to pick Nadal to win this one in 3 sets. I'm going to pick Dimitrov. He gets a set because I think he's been playing pretty well, but I think Nadal gets this one in 3 sets. So Nadal in 3. So Stefanos Tsitsipas and Cristian Garin, they're facing off in the third round of Monte Carlo, in the round of 16 though. So Tsitsipas, he looked good in his opener. He played Aslan Karatsev and he beat him 6-3, 6-4. And it was a good win because Karatsev was a tough opponent. He's been on fire this year. He's just raised his ranking. Karatsev, he's really high this year. He's raised his ranking. He's ranked really high. He's had some good runs. He reached the semifinal of Australia. He won a title just really recently in Dubai. And he also had played the match before. He beat Musetti 6-3, 6-4. So it was a good win for Tsitsipas because he might have been rusty, especially because it's a transition to a new surface while Karatsev had already played on it. But he was still able to win in straight sets. So that's a good win because he's going to have to be confident, especially now he's facing Cristian Garin, who's a good clay courter. So he's going to have to be at his best to be able to beat Garin here. Now, Cristian Garin, he's also played well this year. He won a title in his native Chile. He beat Bagnes in 3 sets in the finals, so he's won a title this year, which is a good run for him. Right. He also has played well so far at Monte Carlo. He beat Auger-Aliassime in straight sets in what could have been a tough match. He beat him in straight sets. And he also beat Millman, who he's not known for his clay court prowess, but he can do well on clay because his style can also translate to clay because he's a good counterpuncher. But he was able to beat him 6-1, 6-4. So that's a good win for Garin because he's come close to beating Tsitsipas in the past, and I'm sure he can be confident of maybe getting a win over Tsitsipas this time around. Now, Tsitsipas and Garin, they've only met once officially, and Tsitsipas won that one 7-5, 3-6, 6-4. That was last year in Hamburg, in the adjusted COVID season when they had to adjust it. The adjusted season, that was when he won it in 3 sets. And in 2018, though, they met on the hard court, but Garin won that one 7-6, 7-5. But both players have grown from then, so that won't be as much of relevance, but we'll see what can happen here. So my pick in this match, I'm gonna pick Kristen Guerin to win this. I think he's been really well. I think he's played well this year, and his 6-1 6-4 defeat of John Millman was particularly impressive, and I'm gonna pick him to win because he knows how to play on the clay, and while Tsitsipas is also good on the clay, I think that Guerin can win this. I think he has come close in the past. He almost beat him last time in 2020, and I think he can win because he knows how to play Tsitsipas now. He's played him before, and also he's also had slightly more practice on the clay than Tsitsipas has. Tsitsipas is still getting used to it, while Guerin has played on it in the Golden Swing and also now. So I'm going to pick Guerin in 3 sets. So Alexander Zverev and David Goffin are facing off in the third round in Monte Carlo. Now Zverev, he got a bye and he did well because he was able to beat Sonego 6-3, 6-3. And that was a good win for Zverev because Zverev didn't do so well in Miami. He lost early, so it was good that he got back to winning ways. And also, Sonego was also in good form. He would just won the title in Sardinia in his native Italy. He is good on these clay courts, so it was a good win for Zverev because he was able to get a win over Sonego, who was in good form coming into this event. But he was still able to beat him 6-3, 6-3. So, good wins for Zverev because he plays an opponent that could trouble him if he's at his best. Now, Goffin, he's also done well. He played 2 matches because he wasn't in the top 8, so he didn't get a bye. He beat Cilic in the first round 6-4, 3-6, 6-0, and he beat Cecchinato in the other round in the second round today. He beat Cecchinato 6-4, 6-0. So good win for Goffin because Cecchinato was a tricky player to face because he's good on these clay courts, and he did reach the semifinal of Roland Garros back in 2018. So Cecchinato can play on the clay, good on these clay courts. It was a great win for Goffin, and we're gonna see if he can beat Zverev because he has beaten Zverev before. So let's take a look at their head-to-head now. Their head-to-head is 2-1 in favor of Zverev. They faced on clay twice, and Zverev won both those encounters in 2016 and 2018 respectively. They faced in 2016. Zverev won that one 6-3, 4-6, 6-3. In 2018, Zverev won their encounter 6-4, 3-6, 6-3. So we're gonna see what he can do here. We're gonna see if Goffin will be able to win this, but it's gonna be tough because Zverev has had the edge on both their clay court meetings. So this match is another tough match to call because both players are in good form, seemingly. But I'm going to side with Zverev based on the head-to-head record, based on the fact that he's beaten Goffin in 3 sets the past couple times they've played. I do think it's going to go to another third set. I do think that it's going to be a third set, but I think that it's going to go to the decider. But I'm going to pick Zverev to edge it out based on their head-to-head and based on the fact that he's won both of their clay court encounters they've played. So Zverev in 3 sets is my pick. So Andrei Rublev and Roberto Bautista again, they're facing off in the third round of Monte Carlo. Now Rublev has played well. He only played 1 match so far because he got a bye and he was a seed, but he defeated Caruso 6-3, 6-2. And it was a good win for him because Caruso on the clay courts can be good. He did reach the third round of Roland Garros in 2019, so he can be a good player, but Rublev was able to keep him at bay, and he defeated him in straight sets, just like he did at the US Open, but this time it was on the clay courts. So it's a good win for Rublev because Rublev is also good on the clay courts too, and we'll see how he can do against RBA, who isn't really much as good on clay as he is on the hard courts. Now, RBA has done well. He was a seed, but he didn't get a bye because only the top 8 seeds got a bye. He was the 9th seed, so he just missed out on getting a bye. But he did do well in his first match. He defeated Taylor Fritz 6-2, 7-5. I had to save a couple set points in the second set, but he was able to do that. And then he defeated Tommy Paul, so 2 Americans he defeated. He defeated Tommy Paul 6-3, 6-4. So, good wins for him because Fritz can also do well on clay, even though he's an American. Americans tend to do better on the hard courts, but Fritz is one of them that can do well on the clay. And even Tommy Paul can do well also. He's one of the few Americans, but he was able to defeat him. So that was a good. Those are some good wins for RBA because he will have to be at his best if he wants to defeat Rublev, because Rublev has defeated him a couple times. So RBA and Rublev, they actually have met 5 times, and RBA leads the head-to-head 3-2. RBA defeated Rublev just recently in Doha, 6-3, 6-3. The only time they've met on clay was last year in 2020. That was in Hamburg in the new season. And Rublev was able to win that 6-2, 7-5. So, good wins. So, we're going to see if Rublev can beat RBA again. So, right now, this is a tough one to pick because both players have been in really good form. But I'm going to side with Rublev just based on their clay court meeting that happened last year. I'm going to side with Rublev winning this in straight sets because he was able to do it last year in straight sets. I think he'll be able to do it again here in straight sets. I think he's going to win this one in straight sets again. I think it's likely going to be 2 tight sets. I'm thinking probably the sets will be tight, but I'm thinking it's going to be Rublev for a win in 2 tight sets. Just because of their clay court meeting, he was able to win last year. I think he can do the same thing. So Rublev in straight sets is my pick for this match.